It was supposed to be America's moonshot. In 2019, Tesla broke ground on Gigafactory Shanghai, its first factory outside the United States. It was a bold bet: sell the dream of clean, premium electric vehicles to the world's largest car market. And for a moment, it worked. By 2020, Tesla commanded 16% of China's electric vehicle market. The Model 3 had a wait list. The brand carried an aura of Silicon Valley cool that no domestic rival could touch. Elon Musk was the world's richest man. Tesla was the world's most valuable automaker. And the EV future belonged to America. Then China decided it wanted that future for itself. What happened next wasn't a single moment. It was a slow-motion avalanche. While Tesla refreshed its lineup cautiously, the same Model 3 and Model Y, year after year, Chinese manufacturers moved at a pace that defied comprehension. 38 versus 3. That is not a product cycle. That is a different philosophy entirely. Automaker could match without bleeding out. Leap Motor's mid-sized SUV, roughly half the price of a Tesla Model Y. The Geely GM Xingyuan hatchback, under $10,000. By mid-2025, and the prices? Chinese brands slashed them to levels no Western Tesla's China market share had collapsed to 4.4%. Its sales were declining for the second straight year. And the brand that once defined electric vehicles in the world's biggest market was now an afterthought in it. Full self-driving was supposed to be Tesla's nuclear option. The technology that would make every other advantage irrelevant. In China, it was a dud. For years, Tesla was banned from offering FSD in China, entirely blocked by data sovereignty laws, mapping license requirements, and a government deeply suspicious of foreign companies hoovering up road data from its cities. When a limited version finally arrived in February 2025, Chinese users got a stripped-back product. No smart summon. No automatic parking, full driver supervision required at all times. Tesla rebranded it locally as Intelligent Assisted Driving, a phrase that carries none of the mythology of full self-driving. Meanwhile, BYD simply gave it away. God's Eye, BYD's advanced driver assistance system, was rolled out for free across its entire lineup. Not just premium models, every BYD, 12 cameras, 5mm wave radars, 12 ultrasonic sensors. Detection range up to 300 meters. Huawei went further still. It's a DS 4.0 Ultra supports Level 3 highway autonomy. The driver can legally take their eyes off the road. 20 million lines of code. Engineers hand-coding responses to specific Chinese traffic scenarios that no foreign AI has been trained on. Now, to be fair, in controlled independent tests, Tesla's vision-based FSD has shown genuine technical superiority in certain edge case scenarios. Industry veterans have said its end-to-end architecture is 1 to 2 years ahead of Chinese systems in pure engineering terms. But a technical lead you cannot deploy, cannot price for the market, and cannot get regulatory approval for is not a lead at all. The supercharger network was the one advantage even Tesla's harshest critics acknowledged. Fast, reliable, ubiquitous. The gold standard. Then BYD changed the definition of fast. 400 kilometers in 5 minutes, that is not an incremental improvement. That approaches the speed of filling a petrol tank. In 2021, Elon Musk stood on stage and introduced the world to Optimus, Tesla's humanoid robot. A general-purpose machine that would transform manufacturing and eventually human civilization itself. China watched, and then China built. The patent picture tells the deeper story. China filed nearly 4 times as many humanoid robotics patents as the United States between 2020 and 2025, 5,688 versus 1,483. And the price war has already started, before Optimus has even shipped commercially. Here's what makes this particularly dangerous for Tesla. China's EV companies aren't entering robotics as outsiders. BYD, Geely, XPeng, they're deploying humanoid robots directly in their own factories. The same supply chains. The same motors and battery packs. The same manufacturing muscle that built 50 million electric vehicles is now building robots. The EV story is largely written. The robotics story is just beginning, and the early chapters look eerily familiar. At least 15 Chinese automakers entered humanoid robotics in 2025 alone. The government is backing them with the same structural support that built the EV industry. And the supply chain advantages, rare earth materials, battery expertise, precision manufacturing at scale, transferred directly. China isn't just building robot bodies. It's building the entire intelligence stack. Foundation models, AI chips, sensor arrays, manufacturing, distribution, all domestic, all coordinated, all accelerating. Tesla's core argument for Optimus is its autonomous driving. AI years of real-world training data from millions of vehicles on roads worldwide. That's a genuine advantage. But if Tesla can't fully penetrate China with FSD, it loses access to the world's largest driving data pool. And without the data, the moat narrows. The robotics race looks like the EV race in 2019. Tesla has the technology lead. China has the manufacturing lead, the cost lead, the scale, the government support, and the hunger. We know how the last race ended. Tesla's brand value has collapsed from a peak of $66 billion in early 2023 to an estimated $27 billion in 2026, a drop of nearly 60% in 3 years. On consumer measures of trust, recommendation, and aspiration, scores have cratered, especially in Europe and Canada, directly tied to Musk's political activities. Deliveries fell 16% year-on-year. The stock still trades at over 200 times earnings, a valuation that demands a future Tesla has not yet demonstrated it can deliver. The structural problem is simple. Tesla competes in one price band with an aging model lineup. Chinese brands compete across every segment, refresh constantly, and are now arriving in every market Tesla calls home. But write Tesla off at your peril. 3 things could change the equation entirely. First, the robotaxi. Tesla's Cybercab Pilot launched in Austin in 2025. If autonomous ride-hailing scales, Tesla stops being a car company and becomes a mobility utility, a recurring revenue machine that Chinese EV makers cannot easily replicate in Western regulatory environments, though China's 2 leading robotaxi firms are accelerating global expansion. Second, FSD as a platform. If Tesla achieves genuinely unsupervised autonomy and licenses FSD technology to other manufacturers, it becomes the Android of autonomous driving, the software layer beneath an entire industry, collecting royalties regardless of who builds the hardware. Third, energy. Tesla's Megapack business is booming and largely immune to Chinese EV competition. Grid-scale energy storage may ultimately be worth more than the car business ever was. Here's the twist that most people miss. Elon Musk may be personally fine, even as Tesla struggles. Because Elon's wealth is no longer a Tesla story. Tesla's stock dropped nearly 20% in 2025, wiping roughly $80 billion from Musk's fortune in a single year. Larry Ellison briefly overtook him as the world's richest person. But then SpaceX and xAI merged, the combined entity valued at $1.25 trillion. Musk's fortune recovered, and then some. With a potential SpaceX IPO in 2026 that analysts say could value the company at $1.5 trillion, Musk could become the world's first trillionaire, even if Tesla's market cap halves from here. This is the great irony of the Tesla China story. The man who started the AV revolution has quietly built an empire that no longer depends on it. SpaceX controls global satellite internet. xAI is competing directly with OpenAI for the future of artificial intelligence. Starlink is essential infrastructure on 6 continents. Tesla can lose the EV war and Elon Musk can still win. But that is not how the story was supposed to end. Musk promised a world transformed by clean energy and autonomous vehicles, built by American innovation, bearing the Tesla name. That world is being built. Just not by Tesla, and not in America.